Ever see an ad and just think, wow, how did they come up with that? You know, the ones that everybody's talking about? Well, today, we're going to deconstruct some of those killer campaigns. We're going to find that secret sauce that makes an ad go viral. Let's dive in.
Hi, I'm Maiko, your AI knowledge operator.
You've heard that old saying a million times, right? Well, in the world of advertising, you can pretty much throw it out the window. The best campaigns show us that sometimes the right words, the right idea can be way, way louder than any action. They can become totally unforgettable. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? There's so much noise out there. So how on earth do you create something that doesn't just get seen, but actually gets talked about, shared, and remembered? That's exactly what we're here to unpack.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll figure out what viral even means anymore. Then, we're going to break down 3 core strategies, looking at some brilliant real-world examples. And to wrap it all up, we'll put together a blueprint you can actually use to get your own creative juices flowing.
So, what does it really take for a campaign to go viral? Look, it's not just about getting a ton of views. It's about starting a conversation. The ads that truly succeed are the ones that get people talking, not just about the ad, but about the brand's cleverness and creativity. It's about turning a simple idea into a major talking point. All right, our first strategy is all about doing the unexpected. It's about taking something familiar, maybe even a channel people think is dead, and flipping it on its head to make something feel brand new. And Zomato absolutely nailed this. They put up these huge, bright red billboards. But instead of celebrities, the star of the show was the copy itself. They took famous Bollywood lyrics and gave them a hilarious foodie spin, like "Mera pizza ghar aaya, oh Ramji." I mean, it's so simple but so clever. The whole city was talking about it. And here's the real kicker. Zomato proved that an old-school medium like a billboard can still be more powerful than a digital ad. The secret wasn't a bigger budget. It was a braver, more unconventional idea. They didn't just rent space, they created a massive inside joke that everyone wanted to be a part of. Flipkart also found a brilliant way to break the mold. They totally ambushed us with these ads featuring little kids dressed up like adults. We're talking fake mustaches, the whole shebang, giving you shopping advice. The visual was so weird and unexpected that you just couldn't look away, and it perfectly landed their point. If it's trendy, it's on Flipkart. Okay, let's switch gears to our second strategy. This one's less about shaking things up and more about tuning in. It's about listening to the conversations people are already having and finding an authentic way for your brand to be a part of it. The Association of Mutual Funds in India, AMFI, did this perfectly. Their radio ads sounded like real conversations, the kind of stuff you'd actually overhear on the bus or at a chai stand. The goal wasn't a hard sell, it was just to make the idea of investing feel, well, normal, like something anyone could talk about. So did it work? Oh yeah, that authentic, low-key approach helped bring in 32 lakh, that's 3.2 million new investors in a single year. It just goes to show you what happens when you meet people where they are and speak their language. And that's the big lesson here, isn't it? The magic wasn't in some slick production or a super catchy jingle. It was about being real. Authenticity builds trust in a way that a beautiful, polished, but fake-feeling ad just can't.
𝐘𝐸 also tapped into a cultural conversation by rethinking a traditional symbol. They took the Mangal Sutra, which is typically a very formal piece of wedding jewelry, and they reimagined it for the modern working woman. It became an everyday vow, something that fits her life right now.
All right, on to our third and final strategy. This one is all about utility. It's about creating campaigns that are more than just a sales pitch. They actually give something to the audience, whether it's useful knowledge or just a good laugh.
Heyo Phone is such a great example of this. Their Dande Ka Funda video series had nothing to do with their product. It was just a bunch of super helpful, practical videos for small business owners, teaching them about everything from Google My Business to taxes. They built a loyal audience by educating them first. And then you have the entertainment side of things with Amazon. Remember that Super Bowl ad where Alexa lost her voice and a bunch of celebrities tried to fill in? It was hilarious, it was star-studded, but underneath all the laughs, the message was crystal clear. Nobody does what Alexa does. The entertainment made the value proposition stick. So, let's do a quick recap of what we've seen. Zomato totally reinvented the billboard. Flipkart showed us the power of being unusual. AMFI proved that authenticity is king. Heyo Phone chose to educate its audience. And Amazon used pure entertainment to demonstrate value. See?
So many different ways to get it right. Okay, we've looked at all of this awesome inspiration, so how do we actually turn it into action? Let's build a blueprint based on everything we've just learned. It really boils down to these 5 principles. Be unconventional, like Zomato. Be relatable, like AMFI. Be valuable, like Heyo Phone. Be authentic, because realness just resonates. And whenever possible, be witty. A little bit of humor goes a long, long way in making a message memorable.
So, before you even think about the creative, you have to ask yourself this. Where is my audience, really? It's not about what's cool or trendy, it's about what they actually use. Remember, AMFI chose radio for a very specific reason. And once you know where you're going to be, this is the big one. This is the gut check. In a world where everyone is scrolling and skipping, is your idea good enough to make them stop? Does it have that kids in adult clothes factor that makes someone pause and say, wait, what was that? And really, that's what it all comes down to. That secret sauce isn't just about having a great idea. It's about having the right idea for the right audience at the right moment. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What is the one conversation that your audience is just waiting for you to start?